Hello, in my video today we're gonna take a look at something which I wouldn't really expect that I would put it on the channel here, but actually I played with Yveltal and I went crazy positive with this thing. This thing was amazing in the Ultra League Halloween Cup edition, and I have no idea how, but I was like thinking, Galarian Moltres is pretty highly ranked. Also, even the Mercury Evolution, forgot the name of it right now, is pretty highly ranked. So why not use Yveltal again? Yveltal was a Pokemon that I used immediately when it came out in Pokemon Go, like 2 years ago, I think, on my channel, one of the earlier videos still. And I had a lot of fun, I had a lot of success with this video as well. And I have a lot of fun with this Pokemon right now in this league as well. As we have Giratina everywhere, as we have a ton of Pokemon where you can do a ton of damage everywhere. And we are running Hurricane here, we are running a very normal moveset here. We have the Hurricane, we have the Dark Pulse, whatever you can do, and we have the Snarl. And here, for example, we have a Trevenant against us. I mean, what do they want to do against us? We have our little bird here, we can take the Shadow Wall and we will be able to retaliate with one Dark Pulse here, destroying that thing. We can go into our Nidoqueen and we will be able to win this game. Next opponent here, we're going to see the opponent having Crobat in the lead. Pretty horrible for us. We swap out immediately into our Drapion and we can go ahead and go for Crunch immediately. I played this team prior with like I think 1 or 2 games only, but I had Mandibuzz as a safe swap because I thought, okay, double Dark Flyer should be fine. But I didn't really like it. The main reason is just I don't really like running Mandibuzz in the Ultra League. It's just very, very slow, and there are a ton of matchups where you think, okay, when can I get to my charge move? When can I get out of here? Like, I kind of don't do the damage that I need to do. So I went back and I went for my rank 1 Shadow Drapion, which is one of the coolest Pokemon. It has so much charge move pressure, which allows me for this team to get out the counters for Dark types, which I can still then do at least damage against, get the shield advantage, or sometimes even flip switch, and again definitely then set up for my Pokemon in the back if I get like shield advantage, for example, for the Yveltal, because Yveltal does insane damage to nearly everything in this meta. Crobat is a little bit tricky here though. We see the Shadow Ball coming through. We try to go for our charge move here. One Poison Fang will nearly knock that thing out. We will be able to go for one charge move here. We will get this thing low. I'm going to just rely on my Yveltal, and is this a smart idea? It is a smart idea. We see a Giratina Origin in the back and our Yveltal going to town. We see that we can just farm them all the way down. We're going to shield this move up in case it's a Dragon Pulse, and they actually run Dragon Pulse, which now allows me to just farm down the opponent and win this game with Yveltal. Yveltal, a ton of fun, like honestly, so good. Horrible lead again for us. We can swap out, we can go into our Drapion, we can go straight for the Crunch actually, but they're going to throw the charge move first, which is fine for me. I could have thrown maybe before as well. But we're still going to be able to hit this Crunch, which now means our Switch Clock is unaligned, which is amazing for us, especially as they swap now into their Tapu Fini, which I don't want to face with the Pokemon in the back. And I will be able to get the defense drop here, and what I also will be able, to get the final shield by them, because I think this is a Sludge Bomb, and it is not. I don't run Sludge Bomb, I run my Aqua Tail, but they don't know. So I will be able to go into my Nidoqueen now. I will be able to shield up the next charge move, going to be a Surf, but we have to take one sadly here, but we will take one for the team. We still have our Yveltal in the back. Yveltal with a shield advantage here and some extra energy will basically destroy the half of the meta. As we see a Drifblim coming in, we have our Dark Pulse, we have our Snarl, so we will be able to go for one charge move here. And this Dark Pulse, it will sadly not just knock out the opponent, they are definitely XL I think, but I will be able to just farm them all the way down now, and I will have a ton of energy, and my opponent will not like this. I will be able to go for one Dark Pulse here. I will be able to go for Dark Pulse afterwards again, and I will be able to knock out this Giratina as well. Yveltal is just going to town. It's crazy how strong this Pokemon can be. It's actually kind of funny. Yveltal is actually the Pokemon that brought me a ton of subscribers. I don't know. I think around 2,000 of my subscribers came from one short with Yveltal, so hi if you're still here, if you still remember that short. But Yveltal was already cool there. I think I ran it back in the day though with the other move, Gust, I think is a fast move, I'm not sure, maybe it was now as well. But we will see here a Toxicroak coming in. This is basically horrible, because Toxicroak is a kinda a wall for all Pokemon here. I don't run a Gust on my Yveltal, which means I will not do damage with my fast moves, and I have to hit it with a Hurricane, which is not really ideal to be fair. And I also kinda don't want to face it with my lead or with my Scizor because both are weak to ground types. As we're still going to be able to knock them out, we will see the opponent coming into a Runicagius, which we hard wall by the way with Yveltal, but sadly they still have the Umbreon in the back. And this does not look too good. They're going to let this move go through. Maybe I should have actually went with the Focus Blast on this Pokemon. I was like thinking, okay, where do I really need Focus Blast? I think that the Hurricane is better. I still think that the Hurricane is better, by the way. I don't know really, like you can run Focus Blast. I think Hurricane and Focus Blast is like 50-50 chance. Like both of them are fine. Both of them do a ton of damage, but this one here, sadly, just barely not able to swap out into my Nidoqueen. And sadly, I just don't have the answers anymore. Like I can go for one charge move against the Runicagius. I will be able to get the final shield by them. I will be able to go for one Poison Fang here, just to drop the defense here. Drop the defense here. Drop always the defense here. As they go for one Shadow Ball, we will survive. We can go for actually one Earth Power. Does this knock out the opponent here? We will see it doesn't. So even the defense drop didn't matter here. Sadly, we're going to take our first loss here, but this is fine. We see a Muk in the lead. Again, not a lead that I really like, but they swap out into their Scizor. They are a little bit behind energy, which means I will be able to reach the Earth Power, theoretically at least, before they can get to their charge move. But I just opt to go for my bait, as this will allow me to at least drop the defenses. I can go for one Crunch here. This Crunch will do a ton of damage now against them. Not knocking them out, sadly, but drop the defenses again. And I can let this next move go through. Going to be an Iron Head again, which is something that I didn't really want to see. But I can hopefully just rely on my Yveltal. I will be able to go for one Hurricane against this Muk. It's going to be the Poison Jab version. What I have to do here now is I have to swap out as soon as they're going to throw their charge move here, because the move that they're going to throw here is going to be the Acid Spray anyway. I can swap out now, and I will be able to swap into my Nidoqueen. And we see a Chandelure against us. This is a fine matchup. We can go for 2 Earth Powers, but actually my opponent, I think, got around 4 to 5 free turns here, sadly, thanks to the lag. I think even more, which makes it really awkward because they have double shield here. They're going to go for one Flame Charge, they're going to go for another Flame Charge, and we still have to hit the Earth Power there at the back, and we just barely get there, which is very important. And we're going to go down most likely to like 1 Poison Jab here, actually 2 Poison Jabs. I don't think they're in Dark Pulse range, so I'm going to go for one Hurricane here. This Hurricane will knock out the opponent's Alone Muk, and even though this was a lag, kinda hard wall, we're still going to come back here with our Yveltal. So we see the next opponent here. We see a horrible lead again, we see a pretty horrible safe swap, we see the Nidoqueen coming in here, but this is why I run the Awkward Tail. We have here the option to shield or no shield. I'm going to no shield, they're going to bait, which is a very good no shield for me then. I will be able to go for an Awkward Tail, and I will be able to reach the next Awkward Tail in time. They are sadly going to win CMP type for the next one if they would want to throw there, but I'm going to let this next move go through as well. And it's going to be another Poison Fang. So twice baited, twice didn't work for them. I think I had to shield this one. I think I would have went down for one there, but I kind of really wanted to keep my switch advantage because, of course, against the lead I had like basically no chance. And we see a Crobat coming in. I will still be able to go for one Awkward Tail. Will do some nice damage against them, and I can go into my Nidoqueen to tank all the moves that they want to throw. We see the Jellicent coming back in, and after a horrible lead and a pretty horrible side swap there, we will still see the opponent having the Jellicent aligned against my Yveltal. They have the Bubble Beam, they don't run the Ice Beam, which means they are getting hardwalled here. They're going to go and try to debuff my attack even more, but this is totally okay for me. I will be able to go for another Dark Pulse, I will be able to knock them out. They still have a shield left. Crobat comes in, they can only go for the Poison Fang here, and it doesn't really hurt me too much. I can keep my move alive, I can catch the next Poison Fang onto my Nidoqueen, and we will be golden here. We will be able to go for one more charge move, and at this time I kind of was like, I kind of want to win this game with my Yveltal. Please just KO me here with one Shadow Ball, please. Please KO me, and they went for one Poison Fang. And this time I just farmed them all the way down. It didn't really matter, but yeah, we still had our Yveltal in the back. We won this game pretty easily. I could have won this like 20 times over already, but after a hard counter, we still came back. Next opponent, Escavalier in the lead. Horrible lead for us again. Hard wall basically for our lead and for the Pokemon that we have in the back. But we can go ahead and we will be able to go for one bait here. This bait will be able to get the shield from them. I can go for the swap into my Yveltal for the Drapion, doing no damage against me now. And we will see the Nidoqueen coming in against us. This Nidoqueen will go for one Poison Fang, will get us low, will most likely get us into a farm down range, but we can go for one Hurricane and we will be able to get the final shield by them. Means we have one Earth Power stored, we can go for the Earth Power. If they want to go for one Escavalier again, I will still be able to reach the Earth Power in time, but they're actually going to go into their Crobat. I will try to catch the move, didn't work out, I can let the move go through here. Whatever they want to go for, they go for the Poison Fang. As we see the Escav coming back in here, we can go for one Crunch. This Crunch will do a ton of damage, going to drop the defense, which doesn't matter at all, as we can go for one Awkward Tail here, which would have knocked them out no matter what. As we see the Crobat coming back in, I will be able to shield up this move if I want to, and I want to shield it up, as I will be able to run this Crunch now. Crunch gonna do a ton of damage as it's like the shadow against shadow basically, and I will be able to go for an Earth Power just for the big flex here at the end, as I know that they were not at a Shadow Ball, and we will be able to Earth Power that bird down there. Very nice. Next opponent, we will see the Tapu Fini against us. Tapu Fini, kind of tricky, kind of okay for the lead though. Like for the lead, it's definitely where you want to face it, as you will be able to go for one Poison Fang, you will get the slow, and you will see a Giratina swapping in. Sad thing about Giratina, with this Yveltal actually going to lose this matchup because Yveltal is not bulky enough to take on the potential ancient power from them, and especially if they bait me here, which they do, it's a little bit more tricky, as they're going to go for just straight Dragon Claw, and they will be able to win this straight Dragon Claw. So I'm going to let this move go through. I know that I only get to one more charge move, and this charge move going to do some nice damage if it would land, but they're going to shield it, which is fine for me. I still have my Drapion, I still can go for one Crunch, but they're going to go for one charge move first, going to be a Dragon Claw again. I will be able to go for my Crunch now, but they catch the move on the Tapu Fini. Very strong play by the opponent, doesn't really matter too much. I can go for one Awkward Tail, I will be able to knock them out, and I will be able to realign. Which means we still have a shield advantage, we still have our Drapion, and we will see that they go back into their Giratina, or we can try to go for one Crunch. I'm going to shield this move up, I think it's worth it, as we will be able to go for the Crunch definitely now. I overfarmed a little bit just in case the next opponent, like the next Pokemon that comes in, is weak to my Crunch and they are having an Escav here. I have some energy with my Nidoqueen, enough to get to a charge move here. Let's see how this is going to go. We can go for an Earth Power. It still looks pretty fine. We can go for even the Poison Fang here right now. And can we just knock them out here? We cannot. And they go straight for the charge move. And I'm pretty sure at this point of time they have two moves stored already. And I am pretty sure that this will knock us out. So, good game to my opponent there. Sadly, didn't win this game there, but it was really, really close to be fair. Next opponent, Giratina in the lead, horrible lead again for us. We're going to swap out into our Drapion, we have our Crunch ready, and we go straight for the Crunch, as this underlines the switch clock, which means we're going to be able to swap out faster than them next time around, and we can maybe store some Pokemon into a matchup they don't want to be in. We see Escavalier coming in here, which is amazing for us, by the way, because I really want to get rid of this Pokemon, and also we're going to be able to get the debuff here. I'm going to go straight for one Awkward Tail. Let's see if they want to shield it up. They want to shield up, which is amazing for us again. I could have went straight for the Awkward Tail again here, but I kind of opted to go for extra farm down here. I will be able to get a ton more energy, and I will be able to either knock out the incoming Pokemon, which would then be the Giratina, or get the final shield. Let's see what they're going to do for. We're going to go for the Crunch. We will knock them out, and we see a Tapu Fini coming in against us, which means we can go for one Poison Jab here and one Poison Fang. The Poison Fang will get the final shield, get the defense drop, and we can farm them pretty much down. They're gonna go perfectly the timing for the serve, but can we reach the Dark Pulse before they can go for one Moonblast? We will be able to, and we will be able to knock them out here because their defense is dropped and we are hard hitting, so good game there. Again, an amazing game by Yveltal. Yveltal is just so much fun, not gonna lie. Another Tapu Fini lead, they swap out immediately into Genocide, and I have no idea how to breathe here, so I was just staying in for whatever reason. And even worse here is my play. I'm going to go for one Poison Fang. They're going to no-shield it. So I kind of need to get rid of them again here, so I'm going to go for another Poison Fang. I will be able to get the shield now at least, and I can swap into my Drapion, going straight for the Awkward Tail. Let's see if this knocks them out after 2 debuffs. It sadly does not, by like 5 HP or something. Also very close to be fair. They go for one Technoblast, fine for me. They're going to swap out and I can go for one Crunch. They know that I don't have the Sludge Bomb at this point of time, so there's no reason really for me to bait there either. Nobody running Aqua Tail plus the Sludge Bomb. Crunch is always the move that you always run basically on that Pokemon. We can go for one Poison Fang at least. We will be able to get this thing low. And I actually should have maybe let this move go through and just try to farm him down. Not gonna lie, I think that would have been a nice play as well. But now we are shieldless and we see an Ascaf coming in, and this is basically impossible to win. Or is it? We will be able to go into our Yveltal here, which is nice. We will be able to go for one Dark Pulse here, which is nice. I should have maybe went for one more, but I want to get the shield here at least. I will be able to get the shield. I will be able to also take this next move because they're gonna go for another drill run, and I will be able to go and farm down the opponent's Genesect, go for the Dark Pulse there or not. They just decide to surrender already and win the final game here. As we see then, okay, this is actually the final game here. We see the Runicagius against us, pretty horrible, but we can stay in here and we will see that they're going to swap out into their Scizor now. We have some energy lead, but they also got us pretty low. But we will be able to go for one Crunch and let the next move go through. Hopefully no Scizor. Of course it's the Scizor, and I will be able to go for my own Crunch now. Please let this move go through. They let this move go through, which allows me now to align my Nidoqueen against their Nidoqueen, align my Yveltal against their opponent's Runicagius. I will be able to shield this move up here, going to be an Earth Power, and I will be able to now go into my Yveltal against this Runicagius, and what a matchup. I can just go straight Dark Pulse. They're going to have to shield up if they want to, or they're going to let this move go through. Fine for me, I can now farm them all the way down. They're going to go for the Shadow Ball, doesn't matter to me. I just farm them all the way down. Yveltal just hardwalls that thing. We can go for one more Dark Pulse here. I will be able to get them pretty low. And I will be able to go for another Dark Pulse because Yveltal is just super spammy. And Yveltal gonna go to town here. Will be able to go now into my Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen goes for double Poison Fang, and I will be able to win this final game. So Yveltal was a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Would help me out a ton. And I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.